All right, hello, it's silverkyle, and today I'm going to be going over everything that I picked up in the month of May 2020. And I still actually have quite a few things in the mail that I ordered that should be coming very soon, so that'll be in the June pickups. There's two video games that came out at the very end of May that I was very much looking forward to, and I was pretty sure I wouldn't be getting them on day one, but I am supposed to be getting them both next week, so I'll be doing unboxings of those. And I mean, you can pretty much guess that Xenoblade is definitely one of them, and the other game is it's a new series for me, and this is like a prequel to some of the games that have come over to the West. So I'm very much looking forward to trying it out. It's more like on the niche side, but I definitely am excited to try it out myself. All right, so June is looking very exciting, and I can't wait, obviously. But for this month, I actually got quite a few things. So let's start off over here. I got the Lord of the Rings, and for most of the things here, I did do like unboxings or overviews or something like that. So I did one for the Lord of the Rings collection here that I have. This came out, I think, in 2014, this specific set. And it comes with the Fellowship of the Ring, the Two Towers, Return of the King, and the Companion. I still don't really, I haven't looked too much at the Companion yet, and I haven't read any of the books either. I'm still waiting on The Hobbit to come into the mail, because I want to start with that and then move over to The Lord of the Rings. So, yeah, these hardcovers are beautiful. I've taken some time to actually look at them a little bit more after I did the overview of this, but yeah, very, very happy that I have this. And I'm hoping to, because I haven't read these since I was 14. So that's almost 20 years ago now. That's crazy how long it's been. And I loved the story and the characters and all that kind of stuff. And I loved the movies. The Lord of the Rings trilogy is excellent. Return of the King, for me, does dip down quite a bit from Fellowship and Two Towers. And I think it's the opposite from almost everybody else. But Return of the King just didn't really jive with me. And I've watched it numerous times too, the regular edition and the extended edition. It's still just, I don't know. But anyway, next up, I got the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, which I'm actually recording with right now. And it looks, the only thing that kind of looks a little bit weird is the colors seem a little bit too vibrant. Like I look a lot more red in this video than I actually am in real life, according to the mirror anyway, and when I look at my hands. But other than that, I'm very happy with what it looks like. It looks like it is recording in it looks a lot clearer, and the audio, from what I gather, is going to be much better from when I'm actually uploading it to. So I'm very happy with that. Next up, and I love the Galaxy. And normally I don't really. It's weird. Like I don't get excited for new tech that often. Like because everybody just goes crazy for it. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. It'll be some kind of an upgrade. But this phone I actually really enjoy. It's much easier on my hands because it is a little bit like longer than I was on the Google Pixel 2 is what I was using previous to this. And I am much more enjoying Android too, from being like an avid iPhone user. I didn't really care what I was using. I wasn't like, yeah, you can only have Apple products. I wasn't like that at all. But I just ended up getting an iPhone at one point and really liking it because it was leaps and bounds better than whatever I was using prior to that. And then I moved over, and then once I tried the iPhone, I was like, oh yeah, this is awesome. So I just stuck with it because it essentially is the same thing over and over. Really, like there's a few nice added things, and there are like there's quite a bit of fine tuning here and there, but I find that there's no big leap between certain phones, like if you just bought them every year kind of thing. I'm going way too much into this, but to basically come down to I really am enjoying the S10 Plus more than I expected. We'll go with that. Next up, I ended up getting the Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII Remastered twin pack on the Nintendo Switch. I did an overview of this as well, and this is phenomenal. Final Fantasy VII anyway. Final Fantasy VIII I actually very much enjoy, but the remaster here, they make Squall just look absolutely horrible. That is not how I remember him at all. That's oh god, he looks very ugly. So I might even actually go back and play. I'm gonna try it out, but I think it would probably be better to get the honestly, buying the PlayStation 1 version of it on PlayStation 3 might be better, or even the buying it on PC and using mods to make him look a little bit more normal, because he looked absolutely horrible. But I actually very much enjoyed Final Fantasy VIII when I first played it, like more than 2 decades ago now. And I am playing Final Fantasy VII right now, and very much enjoying it because that I played the remake, and after I beat it, I was like, I need to go and check out the original again, and very much enjoying it once again. Um, I think that they did a great job with the port of Final Fantasy VII for the Switch and PS4, and I'd previously bought it on the PS4 as well, and they did a good job with Final Fantasy IX. Hopefully, we'll get a Final Fantasy IX out of this because that would be great. Like they already have it. Just make a physical copy of it. Next up, I ended up getting The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky, mainly because I want to get into the Legend of Heroes Cold Steel series, but I've looked online and a lot of them suggest that you should try out this game first and then kind of move on into the other ones afterwards to really enjoy and appreciate the story and the lore and the world building that went into this to appreciate the Cold Steel series. Which is, I understand completely, it just kind of sucks because these are I, some of the Legend of Hero games are relatively long for RPGs. And I know that I could probably play them on Steam, and I have a PC that can totally. I mean, my laptop could probably run these games. But I still like playing on consoles, and playing it in a handheld is also very awesome. So I'm looking forward to jumping into that. Although I might start with the previous ones that were on PSP as well, because I have the first one, A Terror of Vermilion. Although even though that's technically the second one, but it came out here as the first one. That's a whole other ball game there that we're not going to get into. All right, next up is Persona 5. I finally got a copy of this for cheap, brand new, sealed. I know that the Royal Edition is out right now, but I don't need that. I didn't want to pay full retail for it. But I've heard so many good things about this, and I've never played a Persona game. I think that this is going to be my first one. I'm still tempted to potentially start because I have Persona 4. I have Persona 3 and 4 on PS2. And I could start with Persona 4 because I've heard so many good things about that, but I might just dive into this and try this out. I'm very much I'm in an RPG kick right now, and I'm just trying to figure out which one will be my next one because I'm currently trying to beat Final Fantasy VII on the Switch at the moment, the original or the port, not the remake, because I already beat that on PS4. Phenomenal, by the way. Like I'm gonna do a gaming update pretty soon, and I'll go much more into detail of that. Next up, okay, so I got, I don't know if you noticed, but this is a Stardew Valley t-shirt that I have. I love it. This is like so awesome. And I also got the Stardew Valley Guidebook, which is the third edition of it now. I did an overview of this as well. And this is phenomenal. Like, I haven't gotten back into playing Stardew Valley yet again. I was playing it a few months back, but I kind of wanted to get this so I can really dive back into it. And I think I should start it soon because Story of Seasons is coming out in July. So I'd have like a month before I start, because I don't like playing too many farm sims at the same time. Although then you sometimes also, same thing with RPGs, you kind of get into a kick and you kind of want the same thing over and over again, just in different variations. So I might do that. So I think I might be starting again Stardew Valley. There's so many games right now, and I'm reading so much as well. I still gotta finish my goddamn book. I've been writing a book for like years now, and I have like 26 or 27 chapters done, and I know that there's 5 chapters left that I have to write, and then I'll have to obviously edit everything, and that's going to be a whole process on its own. But I've been stuck at this last 5 chapters for the past year because I wrote like 15 one month, which was awesome, but painfully excruciating to write that much in that one month. And then I didn't want to write anymore, and I said I'll get back to it eventually, and I just never did. So I really need to finish writing those last 5 chapters. Anyway, another book that I ended up getting is because I'm currently almost done the first book in this series, in this trilogy, which is part of another bigger series, really, and that is Promise of the Witch King, which is book 2 of the Cell Swords series. And this is technically in the Forgotten Realms world, but it's also R.A. Salvatore's Just Jordan series. This is like part of that, but it doesn't include Just Jordan. So Just Jordan is the main character for all of his books involving Drist. But this is some of the side characters, and more so on the neutral side or evil side. of things, and they're very, very interesting from the first book that I've read of it, and I'm really, really enjoying the first book, and I can't wait to kind of dive into this and the sequels afterwards. And I just love that it's hardcover too. That is the definite way to read books. It's just so much more, like, this is so much more fun than paperbacks. I can't stand paperbacks now, and it's unfortunate because they're so much cheaper. But I don't know, my the collector in me starts to freak out, and it's like, well, not only is it for collecting purposes, is it better to have the hardcover, but it's also better to read because it looks a lot nicer. Like it's the text, like I can fly through that in 2 seconds. Like, and I feel like I'm getting somewhere. I actually don't know if the word count is different. Like, I know it must be a little bit different, but I'm wondering which one actually has more words. Like, is there more words in the paperback, or is there more words in the hardcover? And I really don't want to look this up or take the time counting, because I know that one of them is probably faster, but it feels like this one is, and it's entirely possible that it might not be. I don't know. This was an interesting May collection. So thank you all for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you ended up picking up in May. And yeah, I'll see you all in June. Thank you all for watching. You've been bearded in Beardage.